Senator, as we acknowledge your great career, understand that you have motivated and inspired many of us. And I want to thank Pastor Waterman, who is the president of this organization, our great vice president, Latrice Walker, who's the Caucus Rican chair, and she'll be here, I'm sure, shortly. Of course, Walter, who's the co-host, and Hakeem Jeffries, our great congressman, who's our other vice president, who's doing extraordinary work for all of us. And we have to make sure that at every moment we are supporting him. Not because we don't think he's going to win an election, but that they can see up in D.C. how much we believe in him, how much he speaks for us, and how much they need to listen to a person with a great intellect, a great mind, but also a great spirit, and someone who actually cares about the community he serves. So, Congressman, please come on up. How you know? And Dee Bailey, please come over here with the congressman.
So everyone knows it is indeed an honor and pleasure for all of these leaders behind me and all of you to allow me to introduce my congressman. I want you to know something. I tell you, as I said to some of you earlier, it's been a crazy couple of months for me. Not feeling all that well and coming through my battle, but I feel fine today and I feel really good. But I want you to know that during all of that time, you know how you get inspired? You know there's somebody who you say, well, I don't care what I'm doing, I'm going to turn that TV on because I got to see my congressman. And I want you to know that as busy as he was, there was no time that I ever texted him, even just to say, God bless you, Congressman, we pulling for you, we home for you, we'll do whatever you need to do. We're going to hold Brooklyn down until you do what you got to do and come on home. I want y'all to know that sometimes 6-something in the morning, I get a response from my congressman, thanks, D. You're appreciated, D. Feel better, D. That means a lot to a person like me, because you don't kind of impress me by giving me a lot of stuff I'm thankful to say. When you give me your heart and when you show me you care about me, that's what drives me in friendship. So I've had some wonderful, wonderful friendships in my life. I continue to try to be a friend so someone is a friend to me. But more importantly, I want you all to know, I am so proud of my leaders. I pride myself, you can't say nothing about my leaders because I'll give you a little hard time. But I pride myself on our leaders, particularly the younger ones, because they need your help. They need to be supported. They need to be said, God bless you. They need to be said, thank you. And my congressman, with his humble self, I don't care what I do, I don't care how crazy it is, he's always consistent. And he never, ever forgets to say thank you. So I want you, ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Jeffries is going to lead the tribute to Senator Velman Montgomery. But more importantly, for all that he has done and for all that he continues to do, rise on your feet if you can and welcome my congressman, your congressman, the United States Congressman, Hakeem Jeffries.
You never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. Let me thank Dee Bailey for her leadership, her spirit, for all that she does, for leading us in such a phenomenal way. African-American clergy and elected officials, and of course, to our chair, the Reverend Dr. Robert Waterman, a mighty man of God. We're thankful for you and all that you do. To all of my distinguished colleagues, and of course to the co-host of this event, Walter Mosley, my Assemblyman and my DA, Eric Gonzalez, both of whom are doing a phenomenal job. I'm really just a warm-up act here for the woman of the hour. And we're so thankful for her, but let me briefly just say it's good to be back in front of the home team. The home team. After all that time in Washington, I never thought I would spend so much time with Mitch McConnell. Lord help me. But we serve a good God. And we made the case, we proved that we're dealing with a corrupt, out of control, erratic, Constitution-violating President of the United States of America. And at the end of the day, it's in your hands, it's in the people's hands. And I've got all the faith in the people to do the right thing in November. Now, I'm so thankful to serve the folks of the 8th Congressional District back at home. But one of the joys of the journey that I've been on, starting off right here in the New York State Assembly, is that like all of those distinguished elected officials who are standing behind you, we've had the opportunity to serve with one of our very, very best. I'm talking about Senator Velma Montgomery. Hundreds of bills have the name of Senator Velma Montgomery on them as the prime sponsor. In health care, in housing, in criminal justice reform, in foster care, in education, designed to make life better for the people of this great state. That's Velma Montgomery. And so we're thankful for all that she's represented. She's got such a quiet, dignified spirit. But don't get it twisted, y'all. She's from Brooklyn. And you don't want to cross her. She's as tough as it comes up here in Albany. Respected on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans. Respected on both sides of the Capitol, the Assembly, and the State Senate, because of her dignity, because of her intellect, because of her spirit, because of her fierce commitment to the people that she's been privileged to serve back home in central Brooklyn. And so we thought it not robbery just to pay tribute, to pause at this moment as she's made the decision to open up a new chapter in her life after giving so much to the people of Brooklyn and this state for more than 35 years. And so we're gonna pause and pay brief tribute to her. We've got some young people back from home in Brooklyn. Some of the very young people who she has helped to create a trajectory and a pathway toward the American dream, who themselves wanted to be present just to say thank you. And so we're gonna call them up, but so she can witness it from the podium, let's give it up for the dynamic, the great, the trailblazing, the groundbreaking, the historic Senator Velma Montgomery. God bless you and congratulations.
wish I was glue. 'Cause I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with a certainty of time. Just like hope springing high. Still, I rise.
I used to be able to do that probably about 30 years ago, but that's how we do it in Brooklyn. But we wanted to incorporate the young people that Velma at Montgomery has stood up for all of these years in such a phenomenal way. Frederick Douglass once said, it's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men and women. And Velma at Montgomery has lived that her entire public service career. I just wanted to acknowledge another member of Congress who represents this area who has joined us for this tribute, Congressman Paul Tonko. Give a wave. Also used to serve in the Assembly. She's such a phenomenal woman. She got 2 members of Congress standing up here. But I'm going to turn it back over to Walter Mosley to present the plaque and then, of course, the flowers, Zelma Myrie.
To my senator, I was one of those children that you advocated for. I remember riding my bike down Lafayette Avenue when you had the brownstone office near the Fulton Street triangle. And if it wasn't for people like you who held down the minority and held down the Senate for all those decades, there would be no Assemblyman Walter Mosley. There would be no State Senator Zelma Myrie or Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. There would be no Assemblywoman Latrice Walker. So on behalf of all of us who pay homage to you on this day and for the many days to come, for your service, your dedication, and for your love for the community and to New York State, and to all the many children, past, present, and future. We just want to present you with this. This is a presentation to a phenomenal woman on behalf of the African American clergy and elected officials, all the officers, President Reverend Dr. Robert Waterman, from our vice presidents, Assemblymember Walker, Congressman Jeffries, and obviously our chief operating officer, Davina D. Bailey, and all those who are affiliated with AACEO. We just want to present you this. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care, because I am a woman, phenomenal woman. That's you.
Thank you. Yes, I want him.
We do what Velma tells us to do. I want to be brief, but it's really important for everyone to recognize that Senator Montgomery is a champion and a legend publicly. But she is even more of a legend and a champion behind closed doors. And as someone who is the newest kid on the block, you have done so much in the very little time that we have served together that I would not be who I am today if you didn't serve in this legislature when it was male, pale, and stale, as we say in Brooklyn. And you went through hardship that we will never have to go through. And you paved the way for all of us. So I just want to thank you publicly and recognize you publicly, because a lot of the issues that we're fighting for today, you have fought those fights for many decades. So we love you, we are grateful for you, and we hope that we can carry your torch because you have paved the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you for these flowers while I can really love them and see them and smell them. And I would just like for you, I heard of Hakeem Jeffries from someone, he's from a family of warriors, by the way. And I heard about him before he arrived, before he was even running for office. I heard of him because one of his family members reached out to me and said, he's coming and I want you to know about him. And I want you to work with him. And so I'm so proud of him, but I'm just not just that I'm proud of him, but I want you to know that he led the fight on impeachment a little bit ago. So let's stand up. So, all of those people who sat in the Senate, the U.S. Senate, listening to him and the other members of his team, they all had to acknowledge that he came with information, he told the truth. They just refused to accept the responsibility that they have to protect America. So thank you, Congressman. We appreciate it. Yeah, so that's the power that we have right here in our own state and our own house. And I never want us to forget. And those children, I guess I hope they know, because they were doing an African boot dance. And these young people in America, young people of color across America, who do this stepping, they don't know that they are doing a dance of our people from Africa. So they own that. And I love it and thank them for doing that. Makes me so happy when our children begin to do things that are important to them. I want to thank all of the members of AACEO. We were born in struggle. And we were born for a political purpose. So it's very, very rewarding to me that we have Reverend Waterman, who invited us into his home. He invites us in once a month. We have Dee Bailey, who stands and gives us directions and admonishes us when we don't do something. And for Latrice Walker, who's come in like a storm and has taken over. She is now the co-chair. Is she co-chair, Reverend Waterman? Or? Yeah. So we have continued this because we know that the struggle for our freedom, the struggle for a life that is fulfilling the promise of our founding fathers, what we never received. We know we have to continue the struggle. We have had to struggle. And we know that that struggle has been rooted in the church. So we understand the importance of that. We thank Reverend Waterman for inviting us in. And I thank you for this recognition, but more than that, I thank you for hanging in as a people, for never giving up, for understanding that it's a struggle. I'm not quitting. I'm just stepping aside, but I will be continuing whatever I can do to make sure that young people like our congressman, like Senator Myrie, like the Assemblyman, those people now have to go forward, but you've got to stay with them. Don't stay at their backs. We don't have a wind at our backs. We have you. We don't have all of the supports that successful people, quote unquote, come with. We have the wind in our face. We have to face the wind. So we've got to understand that's our job. And everybody in here today, out of all of the celebrations, I hope that you will leave here understanding that you are the Harriets. You're the Harriets of today. So let's not forget what our role is, what our responsibility is, and those children, there's billions of dollars that pass through this room, not for our children. So Your role is to make sure that of those billions of dollars that pass through this room, go to those children as well. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you ever so much. Thank you.